It is no surprise that everyone's bodies look different, even our earlobes. Look at Angelina Jolie's earlobes and note how they are attached, while the earlobes of Scarlett Johansson are unattached. Well, there are two types of earlobes, attached and unattached. Now, feel the bottom of your earlobes. Is it attached to the side of your head or not? Is it unattached? Well, mine are unattached. Did you know that having attached or unattached earlobes is controlled by a single gene in our body? A dominant allele results in the phenotype of unattached earlobes, while a recessive allele results in the phenotype of attached earlobes. So let me predict my genotype. Since I have unattached earlobes and since this is a dominant trait, then my genotype for this gene could be E capital or E capital E small. But since both my parents have unattached earlobes and all my brothers and sisters have unattached earlobes, then I am most likely to be E capital. In a previous lesson, we talked about the 7 traits Mendel studied in pea plants. Each of these traits were controlled by a single gene. The study of the inheritance of a single trait is called monohybrid cross. Remember that mono means one or single. Having attached or unattached earlobes is also controlled by a single gene. Other examples of human traits that are controlled by a single gene include having freckles or not. Yes, having freckles is inherited. The allele that causes freckles to form is dominant, while the allele that causes the absence of freckles is recessive. Let's take this example to understand the possibilities of having children with freckles or not. Lara has freckles. She was married to Adam, who has no freckles. Can we predict the genotype of both Lara and Adam? Knowing that all their children came with freckles. Since having freckles is controlled by a dominant allele and no freckles is controlled by a recessive allele, then Lara has 2 possibilities for her genotype, F capital or F capital F small. As for Adam, the only possible genotype is homozygous recessive, F small. Since all their children have freckles, this means that Lara did not have the recessive allele. This means that the only possibility for her is to be homozygous dominant, F capital. The expected genotype for their children is heterozygous, F capital F small. Let's take another example. Maria is a child that has no freckles, but both her parents had freckles. How is that possible? Since no freckles is recessive, the only possible genotype for Maria is F small. This means that both her parents gave Maria one recessive allele, F small, so they are both heterozygous, F capital F small. Though freckles are controlled by a single gene in our body, recent studies showed that the amount of color in freckles may be influenced by both genetics and environment, like sunlight. Some scientists are also suggesting that there are other genes that may be involved in having freckles or not. In the coming lessons, we will talk about traits in humans that are controlled by more than one gene, such as skin color, height, and even eye color.